People don't remember you for what you did. They remember you for how you made them feel.
Yeah, I heard one guy say recently, try to be interested rather than interesting. That whole show you care rather than like trying to be, look at me, look at everything I'm doing.
There's a mutual friend we know that never answers the phone on the first call. He'll call you back after 2 hours. And I can understand the logic in that, but it's not how it comes across. It's to the point now I don't bother calling him.
Prioritize the clients you've got so you can keep them. We had a pretty interesting last month, being at a lot of different client events recently, which I feel like has been a really cool learning for us around like what the kind of clients that have kept people for 5, 10, some like 15 years, and like what actually goes into keeping people for that long. So
it's funny. They say the saying is people don't remember you for what you did. They remember you for how you made them feel. It's funny. I feel like for a long time I thought of that as like, every interaction, try and, seem overly positive and stuff like that. And remember, like, be that outgoing person. But I think recently what I've learned from like the client events that we've been to, it's showing that you care more about them and the relationship than just, the exchange that you might be making for you pay me for the videos and you get the videos on the agreed time frame. And it's show that you care, like you genuinely care about their business and go the extra mile and connect them with your other clients and these sorts of things. And really show that you're there for more than, yes, you're there for the work they're paying you for, but you are there for more than that because you genuinely care about them. I think it's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, I heard one guy say recently, try to be interested rather than interesting.
That's good.
You like that one?
I do like that one.
Yeah, good. You can take that one to the bank.
Done.
You have that one. But yeah, just actually going out and being, more interested in other people, whether that's the people that you're working with or whatever. But yeah, that whole show you care rather than like trying to be, look at me, look at everything I'm doing and stuff like that, which I think I've definitely seen that in these events we've gone to, is like the clients that are our clients that are treating their clients. Like it's cool seeing their interactions with those clients. Like it's really just how like they know them, they're talking about their story, they're like wanting to connect them with other people. So I do think there's probably I'm seeing a lot of content from people that are trying to help creatives, and I get it where it comes from, but all the content that's like trying to create really, really clear boundaries with clients around like, I'm here for 2 hours, I'm not here for any longer, or like this is how long I'm helping you for, and which boundaries are important, but it's also like not letting that slip into being really transactional with clients either, and like not valuing the relationships, which often does mean you are looking at like a lot of extras, outside of the typical service that you deliver. But that's what keeps people coming around keeps people coming back for 5, 10, 15 years.
I think it's interesting because they say, I mean, everyone's heard it, is the best person to buy from you is the person that's already bought from you. We've all heard that. So when you go down that route of logic, it's like, okay, how do I keep the relationship from the person that's already bought from me the best it possibly can be? And that might be answer the phone call when they have this like weird question about this thing that's slightly inside your scope of service, but they're not paying you for it. But you're also somewhat educated in the area, or you are educated in the area, and it's easy for you to answer that question. And it saves them 1, 2, 3 hours of researching for a quick 15-minute call. Like we get those all the time, right? It's, hey, what do you think about this thing? What do you think about this thing I could do? And sure, we are not a marketing agency at all, but we can, this is what I think about X, Y, Z. There's actually this really good person I could connect you with who's way more experienced with that,
Yeah. Like just because we don't do websites or SEO or anything like that doesn't mean that we don't understand how that stuff works, or in particular, like making sure that clients just aren't getting ripped off or sold into something that like they've got a lot less experience and knowledge than us. So yeah, I agree. It's like, how do you?
It's fascinating.
You look at those add-ons.
Because it's sorry to cut you off. It comes off the back of, for me, like there are a lot of like SaaS AI agencies and all that sort of stuff starting up at the moment, especially like the generalized ones. Like I think there is definitely a place for SaaS AI agencies that are super industry focused and that have proven frameworks and proven models and have done it and have the case studies and be like, yeah, of course, you can roll this thing out. It's $3,000 up front and it's X amount ongoing and it's proven and it's got case studies and you're like, sure. But the ones that are like super generalized that are trying to create like a chatbot that can be your one-stop shop sort of thing, I think this is where like this topic of, you know, retention and going the extra mile, it's where that human connection comes in, because nothing beats we get our clients call us how many times a week just about random things, and it's always pick up the phone, yeah, no worries, like this is what we think, blah blah blah, this is the person I call. And I don't think those services have that same level of connection.
When it's purely like this is what you get and everything around it's like pretty much just automated, and it doesn't feel like it's fine. I definitely have noticed from the clients and the businesses I know that are retaining people are the businesses that they don't have a limit on like they want more client interaction. They encourage like speak to us more, ask us more questions, like, and it's funny because like I feel like when you do have that, like there's only a few people who will abuse it, you know, and you can deal with that particular instance of like if it is really crossing over a boundary. But I think when you try to limit things too much and like you are hard to get in touch with, people feel like it is very transactional. It's like, you know, cool, I just get like if it is transactional, then it kind of starts becoming just purely about the price. And if they can find someone cheaper and they can find someone like even someone that maybe delivers the same service, but they start to build a little bit of better rapport there. There's no loyalty built on the side of like when it's purely cool, I go in for 2 hours, I film this thing, I edit this thing, and I'm out. Like I don't talk to like if you don't have that relationship with the client afterwards, you're not talking with them and showing that you actually care, then why would they stick around?
Totally. I mean, even if you look towards like bigger business, right? Like the bigger and bigger you get, naturally there comes a point where you can't manage all the relationships, or the model that you have requires there to be more than just yourself. And, you know, that's when you start to have, you know, obviously more people, and you need to look at how they're communicating and stuff like that. And if you look towards like, you know, larger corporate, they have BDMs, they have account managers that manage or portfolio managers and all these sorts of things. And like these big businesses have got it figured out, right? They know the structure. They're clearly successful for the size and scale they are, right? So even they're hyper focused in on putting in place portfolio managers and BDMs for different areas and things like that. So like that is the focus, like you're saying, is more client interaction and that human client interaction. But to that, I think it's easy in the small business or smaller scale, your small 1 to 3 seat operators and that sort of stuff, to fall into the trap of I need to protect my time. You know, I don't take calls before this time, and like there's a mutual friend we know that never answers the phone on a first call, even if he's available, and he'll call you back after 2 hours. Because he really values around like setting the expectations all the time. And I can understand that, like the logic in that, but it's not how it comes across. It's to the point now I don't bother calling him because I know I'm never going to get him. It's like, how many calls do we get all the time that because we have the quick 15-minute chat, it's like, oh, sure, we can help you out with that. Like, I can see what you're trying to achieve. That's actually, we can achieve that through XYZ inside of our scope of services. It's aligned with what you're trying to do. I can also see that you wanted to go this direction. Here's why that would work if you wanted to get that outcome. But if we understand you correctly and you're going for this outcome, you know, we can also achieve it with this. If
you could, like, what's an example of that? Like is it a specific example?
One thing might be, you know, they want to launch their new business, and they go, oh yeah, like I really need to go and chat to someone in an email campaign to launch a whole MailChimp email sequence and blah, 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 do a reactivation campaign. And so, okay, so you're trying to launch a new business. How about we go and create some assets and on your social media presence and launch it that way? You know?
Totally. Yeah, cool.
Or like, hey, here's how you do an email blast out to all 5,000 people on your contact list that's not going to destroy your inbox and your deliverability. And also we do the video. Do that for free. Do this as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think a lot of opportunities do pop up. And you're right. I think that's the thing. If you're in a smaller business, like it might, like, time is obviously your biggest asset, but at the same time, like, that extra time that you can put towards adding more value and everything like that, whilst maybe you are still that, like, first point of contact for clients, like, that's your edge. Like, and people look at it as like their weakness because they're like, oh, I've only got X amount of time and everyone keeps calling me and all that sort of stuff. It's like great. Like, that's actually your edge. Like, if you're that person that's like always adding value, like easy to get in contact with, like prioritize the clients you've got so you can like continue, so you can keep them. Like, if you start creating these barriers where, like, you're hard to get in contact with, you've sort of got like a, you know, oh, I only help with this, and you're not trying to add value, then, like,
I do think there is traps, though.
Yeah.
I do think there is traps to this. One of them being when the phone rings and they ask you for that help, don't become the yes person's like, oh, we can do that. And then all of a sudden you go and find a subcontract you've never worked with before, or you found someone who you've been introduced to once, but you've never actually heard about how their service delivery is, or whatever it may be. Don't become the person to be like, yeah, we do that. Send the invoice to the client, scramble for a solution.
Yeah. I think you got to stay with integrity of like what 100%. You can actually help with. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying, no, I can't help with that. But I think we've even done it sometimes where you say like, no, we can't help with that, but here's what you need to keep in mind. Or like, here's what you need to be thinking about when you go to look for this person, you know, or like, I can make some introductions for you. I haven't used these people before. Like, all of that stuff is still added value. So you're right. It's good that we make that distinction. It's
totally.
Not just don't just turn into a yes man, because that can be dangerous too.
It's easy to do as well. I mean, if you look back at early 2019 or 2019-ish, that used to be the whole thing of like, that's what agencies were. It's like, person comes to you and needs the new website. You go, oh, I do the website. Yeah, you need a Meta ads campaign, a Google ads campaign. Yeah, we do all that. Oh, you need a graphic design? No worries, we do all that. And then you go and find the graphic designer, you go and find this person, that person. And that used to be like the full stack agency approach, which was massive back in 2019.
Yeah. Which is now it's like whenever I hear someone say that they can do everything, they're like saying yes to all that sort of stuff. I just think like you can't be good at all of that.
Totally. It means you're doing none of it well.
Yeah.
Or you do one thing really well and everything else suffers, and you end up losing the client because you've done all the other areas half-assed, and all they cared about was this one area.
Yeah. I think people worry that if they on the topic of retention as well, they're worried if they don't say yes that that person's gonna go elsewhere, and that they will lose them that way. Like, oh, they're gonna go over here and they're gonna start spending money over here. And it's like, if you don't, rather than like just saying, like trying to deter the person completely from that or doing it yourself when you can't really do it that well, if you can be partly involved and collaborate with that person coming in to try to get a better outcome, like for us, like we don't do websites, but like if we can collaborate with the person coming in to do their website, it's like we can, cool, what assets do they need? Maybe they need, you know, photos. Maybe they need like some video testimonials or a welcome video, or there's so many ways in which we can help provide value there. And also if it was starting to go pear-shaped or something like that, like along the way we can kind of like just raise stuff with the client. It's not necessarily like, hey, this thing is dodgy or whatever. Like I've had it with a client before where they brought in a ads agency in because we were able to be like collaborative with it. Throughout the process, I was at least able to go like, yeah, I'm just not sure why they're doing it this way. Like, happy to be proven wrong and like, you know, have a look at what their game plan is for. It's probably just some would be good for us to keep an eye on kind of thing, because here's my concerns with that. So I think as long as you sort of remain open but put it on the table, you just help keep the client educated along the way. But at the same time, you can sometimes it's also worked in the opposite way where we're collaborating in the client is about to, this person's doing everything right and the client's just doesn't have the right expectations, and they're going like, hey, like this thing's, yeah, they want to do this page, they want to do it that way, and it's like, oh, that's a great idea. No, that'll work well. And actually that's a pretty realistic timeline. That makes sense.
Totally.
And that calms the client down and make sure that they don't actually, you know, burn the bridge down.
And that's so important too. Like, as much as your client relationship is important, you've got to keep the retention there. You've also got to look at the flip side too of like, who are they dealing with on the other side of this? Because they're likely a referral partner for you. So you want to make their life as easy as possible, right? Because they could become your next biggest referrer. That's happened to us. We picked up a big SEO lead agency out of Melbourne that focused their franchises across Melbourne, Auckland, and Sydney. And yeah, they've become a great referrer for us because they go, oh, we haven't got someone in your local area. You've done really well on that first project. Super easy, great communication. Files were delivered in a great way. Just how it is. So it's just as much as like you've got to be looking at retention for clients, you've also got to be looking at, you know, who are those
other
people?
Relationship that could lead to more business.
Totally.
Definitely. Anything? What are some other things you've learned over the last week around retention that you think?
Well, I think the interesting thing that came up, I think, off the back end of this last weekend where we were just at, is that people, like you put it perfectly, people come in usually for the thing. For us, that's the content. You know, for the program we're at, it was for how to better your life or how to be a better person in your life. But what we saw over the weekend is that's not what people stay for. People stay for the sense of community. You know, clearly in the thing that we were in, it was a sense of community because you came in wanting to better your life and you found a group of people that, one, you are better because you're with better people, but you're all in the same framework and you can all hold each other accountable in the same way. You all know what you need to do, but you stay for the community. And then on our sides of things, right, people come to us for the thing, which is, you know, the content and staying consistent, high quality content, brand aligned, goal aligned, right? But it's like they stay for how easy we make it and the community that we are as WeCreate. You know, we're more than just videographers and photographers that stand behind a camera. We are these people. You can call us. And you can call us about stuff that's unrelated to work, you know, and we're always happy to have a chat. Or you can chat to us about the difficult things going on in business. We're happy to have a chat. And the extension to that is our clients. You know, we've done a massive round table recently with all of these unique specialities inside property, and we've brought them all together to create this awesome collaborative piece. And it's, we can do that because we have intimate relationships with all of our clients and we trust them all dearly and they trust us dearly, and we can bring them all together to create something that's going to be fantastic for all of them, but together is also something super unique for the area that we're in. So, yeah, I think community is the other big one we've learned.
100%. I think some people either they don't think about it at all, or they look at community as like the selling thing on the front end. Like I'm seeing that a lot more now as well with like the rise of school. But realistically, the community and people sticking around like that, that's the thing that people stick around for afterwards. They enjoy working with the team, and if they can be connected with other clients that have got similar goals, similar interests and stuff like that, it's going to make a really big difference for people sticking around long term.
Totally.
I think that'll wrap us up there.
That'll pretty much do it. Just go the extra mile. If you are a creative, or even if you are just a team lead, or even just a team member in a creative department, wherever you are, is whatever you're doing, go the extra mile. Everyone will thank you for it.